And here is our Korean player, a veteran of the GSL. He is up 1 game right now, trying to seal the deal and steal his spot in the round of 16 of Code A. He is.
Check Prime win.
Check Prime win. There's the man himself. And here is our Protoss player hailing from Sweden. He's had outrageous, awesome success outside of Korea.
Dignitas Naniwa.
Dignitas Naniwa, one of the best players in the world outside of Korea, hands down. Very strong competitor. He basically was like, you know what? I've pretty much owned everyone outside of Korea. I need a challenge now. I need to go somewhere where there's going to be a challenge, and that's one of the reasons why he really wanted to come to Korea.
Yeah, if you ask him that, he'll say, yeah, that's he actually believes that. And it's good to have that kind of attitude. I want to challenge myself. I want to come to a place where there are only elite, awesome players and just practice with them.
Yeah, exactly.
His goal here is to get better, not to become Code S like his first run through Code A. It's not what he's looking for. He just absolutely wants to get in here, do a good job. You know, he's concerned about this. It's not like he's not caring about this, but his main overall long-term goal, and that's the goal of all these players, is to just improve. Naniwa is Sweden's last hope.
Please win. He's like, please, please.
I like that guy. He's very
Nice.
friendly. Talk to him a little bit in the breaks.
Yeah, there's, like I said before, there's a lot of foreigners here now, man.
Yeah. Coming to cheer on their Sweden hope. Naniwa.
And so Naniwa's going to come in here and scout that it was in fact a pool first.
Yep.
And no gas with the pool, so it's not going to be too quick of speed links.
Adds his second gas back at home. I think we're going to see a very similar build from Naniwa on this map. It's a little bit harder to pull off a 1-gate expand on this map because it's just a wide open natural.
Yeah, really wide open. This is an interesting map for PvZ as well because it's an interesting map for any matchup because of like the architecture of like the lanes down the sides and stuff like that. And we've seen Zergs a lot lately. Like usually Protoss that would be good, but Zergs will sometimes also just be like, all right, well you're gonna go up the right lane. I'm gonna like just shift around to the side, and I think basically Zergs have better success when they dictate where the battles happen and choose like the few open areas that there are and have the battles there.
Yeah, this is a very difficult map for melee units in general. Just, you know, in TVZ, you have those core units, you have the Baneling and the Zerglings, it's very difficult to use them on this map. And in this map against Colossi, it's also very difficult to engage because all of your units tend to stack up on those ramps. You control the ramp, you control those little high ground areas. Now, Naniwa going for basically a Void Ray expand here. And I'm thinking this could work out pretty well for him. I don't think it's going to be some sort of crazy Void Ray all-in or anything like that. It's just going to be a Void Ray expand. He's going to put a little bit of pressure on with his first few units if he can get away with it. But mostly he's going to be the defender. Czech may be the aggressor. Now, Czech does send an Overlord to the back of Naniwa's base, and he's going to swing it around. He may actually be able to see this Stargate. I think he absolutely will see the Stargate. There's no way Naniwa can stop it now. His sentry is way out of position. The Void Ray is going to be spotted here. The sentry is coming down, but he sees it. It's too late. He may actually even be able to save this Overlord.
Yeah, those sentry's not going to do a ton of damage, and he might get out of sight range quick enough. Oh, so close. And that
he got
Overlord,
away just barely.
Just in case you guys were wondering, the Overlord escaped. But actually the Void Ray is going to polish it off, so never mind.
Escape's a little bit longer, so Czech has time to react and make extra Overlords to prepare for being supply blocked.
That is actually handy.
Yep.
To prepare for that ahead of time. And he did, in fact, make a few Overlords. So Naniwa, again, looking like he's doing just a... How many? Is he at 2 gates? Is it like 2 gate expand?
Yeah, it's basically
with the Void Ray?
The Void Ray expand. You make your Stargate after your first gateway, and then of course you add 1 gate, so you go up to 2 gates. You make your Nexus, and then if your opponent puts on a Roach aggression, you use the Void Ray to help. But he's actually followed up with a Phoenix. He's going to be using the Phoenix to help out, maybe do some damage, kill some Queens, kill Overlords a little bit faster. Always good to have a Phoenix paired up with your Void Ray if you want to put on aggression. Because if your opponent doesn't have spores and you get aggressive with that Void Ray, you can actually kill Queens. When there are only 2 Queens, it's actually when it matters, and you can kill Queens, it's important.
Yeah, and last time he waited for like 3 Void Rays before going, This time he hasn't, so it's going to be a lot quicker. He's not going to have a ton of queens out this time. Hydralisk Den is going up, though, so he's going to be pretty prepared for this air stuff after not too long. Hydralisk Den going to finish right around this when the Void Ray gets there.
Phoenix rolled it, misrallied. It's like a hallucination Phoenix Scout, except it's real.
Oh, actually,
sees the Hydra Den.
Actually, he didn't send in the Void Ray, did he?
Nope. Just a misrally on that Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
But now he's got 2 Phoenixes and a Void Ray, and Czech only has 3 queens. Just be very careful, and he's already pulled his queen back up to the main. Now he's got 3 Phoenixes here. He actually is going to catch this queen. A little bit of a mistake by Czech, and Czech is actually in a lot of trouble.
Wow. Oh, good
nice transfuse, yeah. The Hydra does pop out. That's going to be enough to hold this off. Picks up the Hydra, but there are 4 more on the way.
Yeah, and there's queens underneath. That was just kind of a suicide of that Phoenix. I guess he traded the Phoenix for a Hydra, but
well, he didn't know the Hydras were coming. I would have done the same in that situation. Try to pick up that 1 Hydra. 4 more come, though. You're like, uh-oh. And Czech actually going to go up to the top left and take a base there. It's very vulnerable to Void Rays, but if Naniwa doesn't see it, of course, it's going to be pretty easy to hold. Spire going up here. Czech making the right choice. That's what I like to call it jokingly, and cast cheating crossfires to make Mutalisk, because then you can just be, you can abuse the fact that whoa, hold that thought! Hydra's almost taking out a Void Ray. Naniwa's going to pursue those because he has Phoenixes. Not sure if he should be doing this though, and uh-oh, going to lose a Phoenix, that's for sure. Oh, stays alive with just 12 hit points. Anyway, what I was talking about those Phoenixes, when you take the Phoenixes the Mutalisk and control the middle of the map, the Stalkers try to avoid the Mutalisk in the middle of the map. It's very difficult for the Stalkers to move around, even if they have Blink. So if you have Blink, you can try to chase the Mutalisk, but if you blink forward, then your Stalkers get in an awkward position, and the Roaches and the Hydras do a ton of damage, and it's just in an awkward position. Sorry guys, we're having some technical issues, that's why I'm talking kind of stuttering all weird.
We're trying to, yeah. And here's some more harassment by those Phoenixes, though. That's why Wolf was just talking forever, because I was like trying to take care of it. Anyway, Void Ray still poking around, actually coming to the 3rd base at a really nice time. Chasing that drone, might actually be able to deal with that hatchery. Never mind, the Mutas are coming out. Probably going to be able to deal with that.
The Mutas are out, there's 12 of them, and that Void Ray needs to get out of there, and I think he's like, was this Naniwa actually pulled his Void Ray away for a second there. Now remember, he does have some Phoenixes out, but they're not with this Void Ray, so he's going to lose the Void Ray. But Czech's going to have to be careful with his Mutas, because even if you only have half the number of Phoenixes they have Mutas, you don't want to engage that, because the Phoenixes can run away forever.
I don't know why I even bothered running this Void Ray away. We missed that too, but the Void Ray did get taken out by those Mutas. Phoenixes are coming down to try and intercept these Mutalisks.
And here they come right at the natural. Photon Cannon going up. That's going to have to be canceled probably. Nope, does have enough Stalkers position. Czech gets away. Though Czech, he's got Mutas out. He's got a 3rd base up. Naniwa's kind of stuck in his base. He's making cannons. He doesn't have robotic support bay just yet. He's getting upgrades though for his ground units.
Now, it kind of looks like, oh, he doesn't have very many Phoenixes, right? But the thing is what he can do with the Stalkers but underneath is he can kind of engage with the Phoenixes, and then if the Mutas chase the Phoenixes, he can make them chase them onto the Stalkers. And if the Phoenix, because the Phoenixes are a little faster, they can run away faster, better at micro, basically. So he can kind of move around and be where he needs to. There's a lot of Mutas, though.
Yeah, that is in fact 17 Mutas. That is
a ton of Mutas. And 2
Infestors on the way, by the way.
He's going to have +2 air weapons pretty soon as well, or +1 air weapons.
Yeah, just +1. But yeah, it's a lot of Mutas. And he's just going to kill some probes. He may lose a Muta or 2 here, but he doesn't care. He's just going to kill some probes. Targeting down the Photon Cannon at the natural.
There we go. Lost the cannon out. See, this is what I'm talking about. Those Phoenixes can give chase and try and do some damage to those Mutas. And if the Mutas turn on them, they can actually just turn and run away.
Yep. And, of course, Czech basically all he can do is like...
Is he going to get there? Oh, Infester! Ooh.
Doesn't have the Pathogen Glands upgrade, so it didn't have enough energy to fungal.
Okay.
But the Infestor, actually, the scary thing is there, the Infestor could have been lifted. That was a close call as well. With the Mutas there, Naniwa was like, well, I can't just target that down.
Yeah. And Naniwa taking a 3rd base at the bottom right. Which is good. He's going to need that. Czech has his top left base up already. He's actually taking the mid right base as well. Oh, Zerglings get caught off guard.
Yeah, that was a nice little engagement for Naniwa.
This is the thing. Naniwa needs to be really careful about where his army is, because if he goes like all the way to the right side of the map to protect his third, the mutas will come in the left.
Yeah, he hasn't lost any of those mutas. They're growing in number. They're now up to 24. He's basically just going pure Zergling and muta, but adding some infestors in here and there as well to help deal with the Phoenixes. And here we go again. The mutas are going to come to the natural. The Phoenixes are there, though, and Czech says, no thank you.
No thank you. He's so polite about his running away from the natural expansion.
He's actually just going to go for it here, I think.
Is he? Oh, goodness.
And the Phoenixes are going to start chasing the mutas now, but the Zerglings run at the same time. Oh, bungle on!
Oh, no.
Well, you guys aren't getting a shot. Fungled on all the Phoenixes.
All the Phoenixes got fungled on the left side of the map.
That was a beautiful trap. I liked that move.
That was good.
That's why he was being so polite. It was a trick.
Czech now with a pretty big supply lead. He's up about 50 supply at this point. Naniwa is at 120. And, you know, like I said, he's just having to, like, bounce back and forth between the left and the right. He's splitting his army. He's actually done okay with splitting his army. He was able to defend the right base with half of his army and still almost protect... Well, he kind of protected the left, even though he lost his Phoenixes.
Yeah, well, the right side of the map here is the scary part. He's got 2 photon cannons here, but that's it. And here come a bunch of Zerglings. These Stalkers are going to struggle to get up the ramp. But actually, it looks like Czech's just going to target down the Nexus.
Oh my god.
Not sure if I agree with this, but I mean, he just has so much stuff. And +1's about to finish with those Zerglings. Those are going to become a lot more difficult to deal with. Good Blink Stalker micro by Naniwa. Trying to catch these mutas, just can't quite get them, though. And those mutas stack up in the corner. Now they're going to try to get away. Gets a few of those.
1 or 2. But a pretty good trade.
Stacked Mule is pretty hard to deal with. Whoa.
Fester's late to the party. And decides...
He was like, I thought the party was at 6.
He decides that, like, you know, better to, like, not show up than to show up late when everyone's already had their fun.
Yeah, now Naniwa's in a tough spot. He is stuck on 2 bases. I mean, he's fully saturated on both those bases, but he's mining out very quickly. His main base is practically mined out. And now Czech has total map control. He's got 4 bases up and running. He can switch into whatever he wants. He's got a hive on the way. He's getting +2 melee attacks. He's got Baneling speed on the way. Stalker's moving forward here. Looks like Naniwa's going to try to do an attack, but he may have to turn around because of these mutas. If he decides to go, we may have some sort of base swap situation.
And that won't go well for Naniwa.
No, it will not.
If he does decide to swap. And actually, these mutas are probably just... He doesn't have a choice. The mutas are going to kill his Nexus before he can do anything. He's just going to go in.
Look at all these spines, though. Perfect positioning. He's even got
spines with the fungals behind.
Oh, man, this is going to be so hard for Naniwa to break down.
Oh, there's the fungal. He blinks in, but he just gets fungled from the blink. Banelings and Zerglings coming as well. Nice force fields, keeping those Banelings back temporarily. And he's killed off all the spines, actually. I don't know if he has enough energy for more fungals.
A few more fungals do go off. A lot of Stalkers being taken out here. Needs a fungal one more time with that last Infestor. Nope, Infestor gets targeted down. The one that had the energy. Nice micro by Naniwa.
And the mutas are coming back to defend, having done their damage to the natural expansion.
This is kind of weird that Czech's going to come back here, but I think it's the smartest choice. A lot of these Stalkers on very low hit points. If he just targets them down with some good fungals and the Hydras and the Zerglings.
Oh,
GG.
GG.
Czech 2-0s Naniwa. And some games that I don't say were the closest games, but I think definitely Naniwa had some nerves in those games.
I think that's probably the case because I feel like he's capable of more than that. So, well, Wolf, that answers that.
Yeah, that does.
Korea 4, Sweden 0.
Very unfortunate for these Swedish players, but again, remember guys, there's something deeper beyond all of this. What's really the thing to take from this is that 4 good Korean players aren't going to have to go back through the qualifiers. I mean, that's one of the things to say. I mean, we focus so much on the foreigners today, but this is a stressful day for the Koreans too. None of them want to lose in the round of 32 and have to go back through essentially hell. Like they have to go through the 7 layers of it. They go and see Dante, and then they can come out and they're in Code A.
There's actually only 5 layers. There's 5 rounds of Code B.
I know. Well, there's the trip there on the subway. That's one. And then going and signing up and making sure that you're there. That's actually kind of difficult, man.
Filling out paperwork is one of the layers of hell.
It is actually.
It's true.
The people who are in hell right now, man, they actually just have to like pay bills for their entire existence. Like they're just down there like, I'm like, I don't even know who I'm writing this check for. I don't have any money, but like I'm filling out all these bills and stuff. I'm paying taxes. Like
someone's like, fill out these forms in triplicate. Remember to initial every single page, and they're like, no.
There's a shout out to Mark over there. I didn't know if you caught that. I like saw that on the preview screen. I was like, shout outs to Mark from some of our foreign fans.
All right.
I don't know if anyone on the stream actually
going
caught
on,
that either,
Mark?
but shout outs to Mark. But yeah, these Korean players are going to be very pleased with the results. They're now in the round of 16. They're all continuing into Code A. And the Swedish players, they're not. It's not like you're never going to see them in the GSL again. They might get another seed. They might requalify, like you were talking about. A lot of these guys are probably going to stick around for the Code A qualifiers if they can.
Yeah.
And they've got the potential to qualify again. And especially after they're here for a month, they're going to have so much more potential.
Exactly. I mean, I remember like In Control, he almost qualified for Code A.
Yeah.
Just right off the bat. And I remember him talking about how, if he had had one more week of laddering, he would have known the strats going on in Korea enough that he would have easily won his games that he didn't qualify with. It's the same sort of thing. These guys have been here for like 3 days. So when they've been here for a month and a half, and they've been doing the Korean ladder, they've been learning all the Korean strats, they've been talking to the Korean players, living in their team houses, playing in the team league, they're going to be so much better for the next season. We might see a lot more out of them. And here is the results. This is what the bracket is going to be. We're going to have Fruit Dealer versus Ganji in the round of 16. SC versus Tasia. Sniper and Czech, our two winners today, are going to end up playing against each other. And, of course, Don Regu versus JYP as well. It's going to be at that side of the bracket.
Those are some pretty scary matchups.
Yeah, man. And then so Lucky won today. He won the chance to face, how do you pronounce that? Jockey?
Jokji.
Jokji. Yoda, of course, is going to play Tassadar. That's going to actually be a really intense game. I think one of those two players is going to have a good chance of winning today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lenok versus Maka is going to be interesting as well. And Marine King versus our winner today, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, and that kind of side of the bracket is interesting because I think Maka, Lenok, and Marine King are very solid players. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of thrown into that mix as well. He's pretty strong, so I'm kind of curious to see who's going to come out of that, who's going to face each other from there.
Very interesting Code A. Round of 16 we got going on.
Yeah.
And that's the results of the round of 32. Here is the Code S matches. We had Nesty, Kyrix, MMA, and Happy, MC, MVP, Optimus, and Noblesse. That was all yesterday. Tonight we're going to have actually Keen, Coca, Nada, and Alicia is playing. And then on the 16th, unfortunately, Huck's actually at another tournament, so his group was moved to the 16th. And so that's going to be Bomber, Violet, Huck, and Killer. And so in case you didn't get that straight, basically tonight we're going to have like half a Code S with one group, and the other group's going to be at 1 p.m., basically the time of this broadcast. Next, I believe that's Wednesday, the 16th?
Oh, the 16th, I think, will be on Tuesday.
Yep. There you go. So, there you go. Make sure you tune in tonight for that. Is actually going to be an awesome Code S group. Coca, Keen, Nada, and Alicia. That's going to be off the hook, man. All those players are actually really, really good.
Just think, man, Code S and Code A are getting to be so awesome.
Yeah.
We just don't have bad players in here anymore. Like, they're all gone.
Pretty much.
I mean, there are a few in there. I'm like, well, I don't know if that guy's like it, but I don't want to say like my real opinion on it. But like for the most part, like even if there are some bad players, like they're still winning, and they're scary, man.
In the first season of Code A, there was like a real differentiation where you could be like, oh, he's only a Code A level player. But now, like, you can't really just say that because some of the guys in Code A, like, there are people who don't even get it to the up and down matches who deserve to be in Code S because they're that good.
Yeah, it's very true.
It's just so competitive at all levels now, and even Code B is like really tough to get through.
Yeah, there are some players in Code B that win consistently against Code S players in the team league.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen that. So
yeah, and I mean we have Code S people that were Code S not that long ago that are now going to go down to Code B.
Yeah.
So like the best, any pro. Those guys, you remember them in like the round of 16, round of 8?
Yeah.
They're in Code B now, so there's definitely a lot of competition there.
Yeah, things are changing very rapidly here from season to season. Thanks to our sponsors at Pepsi and G-Skill, by the way, for making this great tournament possible. Thanks to GOMTV You guys can go check out the mobile stuff at m.gomtv.net. Go to gomtv.net just for the regular site. You can see a lot of stuff there, records pages, etc., etc. There's so many things that are
That's
news.
where the VODs are. If you missed the Code S stuff yesterday, the previous Code A matches, definitely go check those out.
Get a premium ticket, and get a premium ticket for Team League. It's definitely worth it.
Dude, I actually, well, now that I work here, they gave me a premium ticket, but I actually had paid for the GSTL. I've paid basically almost every season.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's so awesome. Like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna eat a sandwich. I'm gonna like watch a VOD while I'm eating.
That's actually what I did every day, man. I went to Subway, brought a sandwich home, and watched the days. I mean, assuming I didn't stay up, because I stayed up a lot.
While I was packing to come here.
Yeah.
Like, I just put on Team League and just, like, put on the new autoplay feature.
Autoplay feature.
Watch the Team League, like, while I'm, like, sorting through my clothes and, like, throwing out the clothes I've worn in 7 years.
It's pretty awesome.
So,
don't forget to follow GOMTV on Twitter as well. You can follow this guy over here at Moletrap.
what guy?
That's not that guy. That guy over there, he's a nice foreign fan. But
you can probably follow him on Twitter also.
You can follow him on Twitter, but he's not at Moletrap. You can follow this guy at Moletrap right here. This one,
right.
like, I'm poking you and stuff.
All right.
You can follow me at FXO Wolf. I almost forgot, like, mention myself.
I was going to mention you.
All right, well.
Could have, like, trade mentions there.
Wait, mention on Twitter? I see what you did there. All right, we're going to wrap up. See you guys next time.